go to the line, actually.
Baseline.
Baseline, yeah.
1 minute 11 left, first quarter. And the Eastern Mavericks have managed to pull this one back nicely here at the moment. 6 points still. They can keep working on defense here. They can continue to restrict. Scoose driving. It just rolls across the back of the ring, and Lean calling the shots now as we enter the final minute of the first quarter. Fouls on, and the Eastern Mavericks will retain it, and we've got 4 fouls next to each team's name, so anything from now on will be going to the line. In fact, that was the 5th, so this will take Daniel Lean to the line for 2 shots.
So Lean misses both, but he'll get another shot here. No, he won't. The Mavericks play in French.
Jumping in too early, so District's receiving it here. Quick pass down to the corner. Humphreys all on his own. He takes the fake. Doesn't take it. Martin does under the boards though. And 2 more.
It's great strength there from Martin. Really showing the goods here, and the Lions build an 8-point lead. We've got 30 seconds left in this term. As Lean has it. Looking for options. Decides to take it back out to Sean. Almost slips over. Sean drives inside. And gets fouled. He'll shoot for 2.
Just 23 seconds. And Sean going to the line, obviously with the 5 fouls for against the Districts at the moment. These are important shots at the line. These, at the end of the day, your free throws do give you the best opportunity at winning games. If you can sink more than many, then you're going to end up very, very close. I mean, if they've shot, the 6 opportunities I think they've had so far, you'd look at the score, it'd be a lot closer.
Well, they're your easiest shots.
Exactly.
And they give you every opportunity to stay close if you get them all.
Earl just sort of standing in nowhere, but ends up with screening, but it's a block, which is probably harsh.
And we've got 6.7 seconds on the clock. With Mitchell Kelton on bringing it inbounds. It'll be interesting to see what the Mavericks choose here.
Well, here we are back. Second quarter about to get underway. And the Eastern Mavericks just talking things over, trying to get themselves ready to try and take a lead here in the second quarter. They haven't quite taken it here in the first, but it's been in some impressive three-point shooting from the Central Districts that has really helped them along the way.
That's what's keeping them in front at the moment. There's been inaccurate free throw shooting from both sides, but Mavericks have had the opportunities. I think the Lions have just taken a few more from the arc, and that's what gives them this 7-point buffer heading into quarter two.
So we get the quarter underway. Daniel Lean, he gets first touch. Lavelle for two. And it's pulled down by Humphreys. No one ahead of him other than a player who's just slipped over in front of us is Brody Nathan. Sapwell has a look around, decides to do it himself, didn't have many options. And ball going back the other way.
And now we have Lane calling the shots. Starts to push inside. That's Sean looking at the shot, doesn't pick it. Looks for space to get it off, and he does amazingly. But it's a defensive foul, and it's going the other way. The points won't count. Not sure what that was, but...
Well, they're unhappy about it, the Eastern boys, as you would be. Here's Nathan. Sapwell, Humphreys, up top, that's McCoy. And Lean just tries the behind the back pass as Choppy dives on it. And a 3-on-1 opportunity goes to Sapwell, and he lays in with ease. And now back out to 9 points.
And Daniel Lean brings it back in again. We've seen Sean seeing plenty of game time, the former Bearcats player. As we bring it out. Here he is from three. Can't get it to go. That's an air ball.
Well off.
It's going to go the other way here. Lions ball. Again, Mavericks not quite taking their chances, which they really need to in such an important quarter. The margin is now 9 points.
Another couple of changes in that one there. Just a quick substitution. Centenera coming on the court there for Centrals. Here's McCoy. Passing out. And shot goes in there for Nathan. And more three-pointers just sinking here for Centrals. They've got a 12-point lead off the back of quite a number of shots from downtown. Barker driving on Centenera. Bang for two.
Here's Saquon
Stone back inside. Oh, that's brilliant, but doesn't get it to go. It was probably there for the taking, really. And that one passed inside to Kelton. It's stripped off nicely. Nathan again, he's got Lavelle to beat. Fouled. Doesn't go, so we get two at the stripe.
Yeah, good play there from Nathan. Been in and amongst it early in this second term, and if he had had those two just before, he would be lining up for his 6th and 7th points of the quarter. So good stuff, and he's pushed the lead out to 10 points here. We'll see if he can make that 12. Of course, one of the Lions' key weaknesses is their bench support. Apart from Sapwell, hasn't really kicked in too well, and it's good to see players like Nathan get in amongst the scores, and it's something they'll need to beat teams like Eastern and some of the stronger teams as well.
A lot of players still a little bit concerned about the slipperiness of the court here. You just see them just swiping their feet on the bottom there. McCoy trying to get it to tip in. Stone at the free throw line.
Doesn't get it to go, and Matthew Stock brings it up. These are becoming important plays for the Mavericks to stay in touch. And here's Barker. Looking lively. Barker! Oh! Incredible play. He's not in Mount Barker, but that's a great play in Murray Bridge from Barker.
Tell you what, I did not think at any stage of him putting that up it would go in, but that just went all the way and swish.
And they've given him 3 for it as well. This is for a 3 and 1. Huge play from Lockie Barker.
Well, if he can sink the 4-point play, it'll help him significantly. No, can't do it. McCoy comes down with it. Brody Nathan Stone just charging in. Centenera for 3. His first shot put up tonight is good.
So the Lions getting that bench support they need. Here's Lavelle. Gets it up to McGee. McGee looks at his options. Finds stock of the Matthew variety. Decides to pop one up. And off the rim and out. Sean tries to rebound. McGee gets it. McGee,
Brilliant.
great rebound and strength inside.
That is fantastic stuff. Now Nathan just to bring things back. There's a fair bit going on off the ball. Bit of push and shove. And fair enough, this game's heating up. 6 minutes 35 left in the second quarter. And it's really picked up a couple of notches in the last minute or so. As it should. This is going to be a ripper game all the way to the end, no doubt. Eastern have the upper hand, but you know the Mavericks are going to continue to fight. As Barker has it. Up to McGee. Finds Matthew Stock. Lavelle gets it stripped of him. Here's Larkins. He's got 2 to beat. He goes into the body. And it's a charging foul.
Huge call. Larkins is not happy about that. And neither is the coach for the Centrals. He's been told to calm down. The ref brings it in. Barker will take it. And despite all that, the margin is still 9 points. All right. So here's Stock. McGee has it outside against Stone. Lavelle manages to collect, but he can't do anything with it. Centenara slips over.
Now they have to look at this. They really have to look at this.
That is terrible. He's upset, and he should be.
That is one of the most key areas of the court, and I don't use the pun on key, but that is a really important area that needs to be cleaned up. The umpires will take another timeout, and this is concerning in many areas.
And it could have been much worse than just a slip.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I mean, there's many areas that you need to look at here. One, that's a couple of points that Centrals have missed out on, and they're a bit annoyed about, and you can see the coach, Bobby Cunningham, just having a few words, just a little bit annoyed that that's the case. They've been stripped of a few points, an opportunity they're gone missing. And the fact that injuries are so possible with this happening right now. They really need to sort this out ASAP. I'm not sure how you can contain this sort of phenomena that's happening right now. I'm not sure how this is happening, but there is some sort of slippery substance on the court which is continuing to arise on almost every area of the court that it's impossible to contain.
Yeah, well, it's definitely an outlier in the Premier League. And, I mean, this is the only time the court's ever been used in a basketball match. It's a newly refurbished court. And the amount of attention they've put to it doesn't feel like this should be happening, but it is. And the umpires have to be really careful here.
Especially men's players. The women's game, we saw players a lot slipping over in twists and turns, but the men drive a lot harder and faster. They have a lot more weight behind them. This is almost concerning that you could see an injury. We hope not. I mean, I have full faith, obviously, in everyone here that this won't get to that extent, but this court is obviously brand new.
And if we see an injury, what happens next? I mean,
we just know, of course, that the men, because they come with a lot more pace and speed and weight behind them, you could see some. There's a travel call on Barker for the 3 shot. You could see some devastating after effects, but let's hope for the best here.
Centenara a bit shaken up after the fall, but he's still up and about. And here's Larkins out to Centenara. He's straight back in where he was before. And the one. Great play there from Centenara, pushing off his opponent and getting the layup in, and he'll go to the line for one more. Great response there from the guy.
And Michael Hunley's coming back on, so is Rigby and Tinrix. Coming off Lavelle and Sean. And just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's gone a little bit slower this quarter than the first one did. We saw points being dropped from all parts. And that's been a little bit more defensive, as it probably should be. Both sides just putting in a bit more emphasis on that defense right now to stem the flow of those points. Hundley with it. McGee, guarded by Larkins, half his size. And Tenerics. Does he do it? I'm not sure if he had his foot on the line, and he did. It would have been a 2-point effort, but it didn't go anyway. So they reset here, the Mavericks. Barker out of the corner to Matthew Stock, and it's off the outside of the backboard. Hundley and Tenerics, and another chance. 3 seconds in the key is the call, so ball's turning over.
So a lot of great pressure there from the Mavericks, just to no avail there. Out of a 3-second key call. It's not great. The coach would not be happy about that. And here we have Larkins taking it up. Centenero with the ball. He just hadn't had one before. And we've got Larkins again. Pushes it out to Stone. Looking for options. And he's found an option. Doesn't go though. And McGee gets it. Pushes it out to Aktanaritz. Aktanaritz keeps going. Gets it to Hundley. Hundley can get a shot in here. And he gets fouled. He doesn't convert, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Just 4.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Humphreys and Earl coming on now for Nathan and McCoy. Hundley for 2 shots here, currently on 4 fouls against the Lions. So 1 more and they'll be taking the Mavericks to the line every time. And with 4.5 minutes left before half time, that'll be a nice little something for the Mavs. But they need to keep hitting shots from that line, because they haven't really tonight, and it's let them down. So I probably don't mind giving up those opportunities, really. Larkins, no good.
They have to contain him from the 3-point line, the Mavericks. The Lions are getting far too many open looks. And, of course, it's going to cost them. They're already down by 11. And it's a key indicator of the Central District's game to get these 3-point looks outside.
Averaging 81 points a game here, the Central Districts. Eastern Mavericks averaging only 62. As we see another foul, and Larkins will get a chance at the line.
Bit of tension around the arena here. We've gone into a bit of a lull after that intense start to the second period. We've got 4:16 on the clock. Larkins gets his second in, and Matthew Stock will bring it up. Good press here from the Lions, but Lockie Barker gets it, and Aktanaritz can't get the pass to Hundley. And Stone will take it out. Larkins looks for the layup, gets it in. Great dash shown there by Nelson Larkins.
And the whole time, all I was thinking about was the fact that they might slip over. It's a little bit hard in mouth stuff. But meanwhile, it's all happening. And Barker, just another 3-point one, sinking there for the home side. 11 points difference, still 3.5 minutes left second quarter. And more of those from Barker and the Mavs is what they need. Centenero across here, Humphreys. One-hand pass off there to Larkins, and Centenero all on his own. Misses the shot by quite a margin. Matty Stock bringing it up court now. Stone defending him, giving a fair bit of space. Hundley, Stock, just get a lot of space between Stone and Stock. McGee, he gets the 2 points, and the crowd love it.
Easy
3
points
minutes
there for McGee. And now Stone has it, looks for options. Humphreys has it from his favourite place. That's a fifth free of the match already, and we've still got 2:48 in the second term.
This man knows how to shoot a three-pointer. I think Stone had a look at his option there and he went, I've got a lot of room, but I know I can get it to Humphreys and I can get him to do it for me. Barker to return fire. These two, Humphreys and Barker, are shooting threes back and forth. And it's brilliant to watch. Still a 9-point ball game. Centenera going in for the 2, and we've got a foul.
Working hard inside Centenera, looking to get those drives in because the reward with the foul is invaluable, really. These free throws are what they need. And something we highlighted before the match is the need for Centrals to score points outside of triples, outside of from inside the arc, and they're finding avenues at the moment, and that's what puts them 10 points in front.
About to see a couple of changes as well. Now the rebound from Hunley doesn't quite stay in his hands. Humphreys decides to drive, goes up and under behind him. And it's going back the other way. Subs, and we're seeing Ricardo Martin come back on, and Cohen Sapwell. Stone and Centenera coming off. There's a bit of a sandwich and a blocking foul going on Devin McGee.
All right, so Larkins brings it in. We've got Earl back on the court, and here's Martin. Tries to get over McGee. Doesn't get the ball into the net though. And Stock will try and drive back. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the line here.
So Kyan Stone's just coming straight back on. Had a quick short break, and he's going to come straight back on. And he's going to be swapping on for Dave Earl.
It's an incredibly short break there by Stone. Have you seen anything shorter?
It was off for about 10 seconds, and he's come straight back on.
Just a quick breather, quick drink, I guess.
Fair enough. No, a little talk over from the coach as well, perhaps. So a free throw actually sinks there for the Eastern Mavericks, which has been rare tonight. Larkins, I reckon that was his borderline backcourt almost. Stone tries to go inside to Martin, but McGee has been fouled, slapping the arm. In fact, pushing.
McGee not too happy about that call as he comes off with Joffe. This is turning into an intriguing battle here. Martin has missed just about 4 of his 5 free throws and really needs to focus here and get these points because, as we've highlighted, they're so important. And he does get the last one.
Importantly, 1:44 on the clock. Second quarter, almost half time. Stock coming up the court with it. Joffe looks cross, finds Barker, a deep 3-point chance. Martin pulls it down on the defensive end. Quick pass, Humphreys moving quickly, props at the 3, and Stone goes down in the key. There's another slip. Humphreys has to stop next to him because he can't go through there. And Tannerix, and we're going to stop play as we should. And another little spot on the court. That was the first spot we saw in the women's game, which was causing a bit of a worry. And ever since, we've just found other patches across court, which has been a little bit worrying. And that one's just popped back up again.
I don't think the umpires want to call an umpire's timeout here. They want to get this half done and dusted so they can give the court a proper wipe. But looking great.
We're getting some good intel here that perhaps the roof is leaking a little bit of water at the moment. So if that is the case, then that's where the moisture's coming from. So I was going to say, the court doesn't look like one that would just gather frost on it or anything like that. So this is quite an intriguing situation. If that is the case, there's a little bit of water coming from the roof, then that would explain a lot. But they're little patches of the court that we're seeing it happen. So quite strange. And we are looking up at the moment, and you can see little spots that probably are leaking some water up there. So
there is moisture building, but
absolutely,
it's just a question of if it's actually dripping down to the court. We'll have to check at halftime.
Yeah, no, we will. This is a very interesting part of this game. You never really see something condition-wise come into a game of basketball, do you? All indoors, a bit different to any other outdoor sport where there's wind and rain and all that sort of thing. But this is quite interesting. The surface conditions are actually playing a part in this game.
It takes me back to when the Cavaliers played the Spurs in the NBA and the aircon was turned off and LeBron was complaining.
I mean that is actually a really cool tactic in my own view. I think that's magnificent, because if you know you play better in hot conditions, why the hell not?
Yeah.
But when it's actually affecting players on the court and their safety, it's a different story. But
for sure, this is definitely not something Easton's can do.
No. You can't engineer this sort of thing and hope to get away with it and be okay. Out of the corner where Barker sits and swishes. And it's back to 6 points as we get closer and closer to halftime, entering the final minute. 52 seconds on the clock. Larkins has it. Stone. Few cuts and moves here from players. Humphreys inside to Martin. It's Cohen Sapwell, a good meter from the three-point line. Doesn't matter, he likes it. 3 more.
We're seeing some great shooting from outside here. Lockie Barker's found a great way to reply to David Humphreys' continuous three-point shots. And here we see Chioffi get one in. Great little work there by Tom Chioffi. And Larkins brings it up to Stone. Stone surveys his options. Humphreys again. This one in and out. And Larkins gets the rebound. We've got 13 seconds. Larkins will shoot for 3. And he'll miss.
Last 8 seconds of the half. Matty Stock, bring it up quick, 5 seconds. on the right side? No, I'm not. Switch over.
Yeah.
My name's going to be on the wrong side of the thing. Push over. There you go. Make sure your mouth is right next to it.
Shaking hands. Perfect.
Well, in a bizarre set of circumstances, half-time here, 40-47. The game's done, Benito, because of the floor surface issues that we've been having throughout the two games. Quite bizarre, really. You don't really see this sort of issue come up in an indoor game, but this has been resurfaced since October last year. They've had a lot of basketball played on it, but nothing like this with a massive crowd. They're saying humidity issues. It's a bit unfortunate, but unfortunately the game doesn't go any further than this.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely unheard of. I mean, in the history of the Premier League, this is the first men's basketball match played at this stadium, and it's also the first one to be called off. I mean, incredible stuff. The Lions were leading by 7, but it was their coach who was really not happy about the state of the court. It's been moist. There's been slips everywhere. It cost them points. It cost them potential injuries. In the first game in the women's, Danielle Greaves almost did her ankle, and I think they've made the right call. It's not a safe call, and regardless of percentage or points, I think player safety has to come to the fore here.
Absolutely. When you said Danielle Greaves, I think it was a knee, but you're certainly right in that aspect. There's been a lot of players concerned about the fact that the court has its little patches where it's slippery. It's hard to trust it in many spots around the court. So, look, it's an issue that they need to address, and fair enough too, and they've done the right thing. They're taking safety first, and they're making sure that the game doesn't go any further. I'm assuming the points will be split tonight, as this is no forfeit by one side. It's umpire's call. They've made the decision themselves, and for the best of all the players. Unfortunately, we all head home early, but we certainly saw the potential of both sides. That, look, they might be bottom of the ladder, but they're certainly good sides, and they can bring a really quality game of basketball.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great first half. We saw some great players from Barker, who had 20 points, and Humphreys, who had 15. Lots of threes, lots of play from outside and play inside. But the points will be split, we think. I mean, we'll have to speculate what happens from now, but it could be interesting. Keep your eyes peeled.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a fascinating night here. We saw the women get up for the Eastern Mavericks, top of the table side. They got a very nice win here tonight, and their locals enjoying a home crowd and all that sort of stuff. But the men's, unfortunately, no result, even though Centrals were leading. We have to call it quits at halftime due to safety, and probably a good thing too. So thank you very much for your company tonight. It's been great to have you on board. Unfortunately, we don't get a full men's game, but sometimes these things happen. We hope to have you very, very soon.